Yes.
Probably like that.
Finance meeting. First on the agenda be the approval of minutes of November 1, 2020.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of November the 1st, 2021 finance meeting as written.
Favor second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next on the agenda is invoices, which caught up with $234,882. I'm not gonna go over all this stuff that I have written down here, these large items, but two or three of them is, farmer's pension was $52,000. Retirees insurance, 11,000, employees insurance, 41,006, 45,000 for the chipper. Anyway, all these large items close to 206,000 of that 234, which leaves $28,182 of miscellaneous stuff. Speaking of that, anybody got any questions about the open items? The guard?
I won't blow
I didn't think this time.
Sure.
I read it. I read it.
Okay.
I think we've already started.
Do I hear a motion to refer this to the full council?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we pass on to city council to approve the amount of $882.
I hear a second. All in favor? Next on the agenda is discussion of purchasing garbage. All right, you all have these pictures and information on this garbage truck.
Yes. Why did we find this the last time?
This one was found in Cincinnati,
Yeah.
ready to go. Where's on Donnie? Did they not say if we don't take this and we order after first year, the next year's price will be 20% more? And it's gonna take a year to get it, correct?
Yeah, if we order one here, we're 2.5 years out.
2.5.
If we go get this one is supposed to be ready November the 3rd.
Like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Basically.
Then we're not desperate for a truck.
Well, I hold my breath every morning I come to work, hoping one don't break down. We only got 2 right now.
Did you get the one back from Matheny? No. It's still down? Oh, I was looking for
They
it.
went through and did the work that they said was the problem the first time, took it out. And when they took it out, they said the turbo went bad. So now they're tearing it completely back down again to see if, they said it could be one of 2 things, a turbo or a piece that goes into the turbo. So they're gonna tear it down to see which,
Which it is.
yeah,
That was the oldest truck, wasn't
it's, the oldest truck we have is.
it? No, the oldest garbage truck.
Yeah, the oldest garbage truck is the one that's in Pierce County.
Oh, okay.
But this was 164.9. We could pay for that out of carry money, while the general fund.
This last one we bought was 200.
It was about 150, 160.
Oh,
About
what?
the same price.
Oh.
We had to wait,
I thought it was about
we had to
200.
wait a year and a half to get it.
I thought the West Virginia tractor, and West Virginia tractor said, as of right now, if we ordered one that day, the starting price would be $188,000.
This is capable of dumping dumpsters, correct?
As I kicked it out, you got dumpsters.
How many dumpsters do we mess with?
We don't mess with it anyway.
Right now, because we
But I
don't,
mean, how many are there that we would be picking up? Would it,
right now, we don't have a truck capable of picking up.
I understand that, but I mean, how many dumpsters are there in the city that we would be servicing?
None.
We could,
We could,
We would have to buy
Business.
dumpsters. and then supply them to the businesses for a rental fee and try to take the business away from, what is it called?
Waste management.
Waste management.
Or was it American?
And for two examples right now, the two that we would need right now would be the middle school needs a dumpster, and Dunbar housing would need a dumpster at Rocky Lane. That would eliminate, yeah, that's all. That would eliminate all that garbage sitting out there, and people have to walk over top of it on the sidewalk. For those kids, every time they go to school in the morning, they gotta walk over top of garbage to get to school because it's out on the sidewalk.
Maybe it's another possible revenue stream.
Right.
Well, the city of Nitro has went to 99% of their businesses are trash is picked up by the city of Nitro now with the dumpsters. They had to go out and buy the dumpsters for the business, but they convinced the businesses to not use waste management by using them. So the guys go out and pick up with that trash truck. And then that brings more revenue into the city.
Okay, would it add any jobs to our people?
It could, yes.
We're gonna start buying dumpsters now soon.
Not necessarily, but it would be something we would look at.
Like the dumpster at the home, who's that belong to? Like at the housing authority, who's that dumpster belong to?
That belongs to, do they not have one now? They used to have one, and it was Waste Management. And they rented from Waste Management.
They had a falling out with it, that's why they got rid of it. We just
They don't have
take it
to
back
dump
in
it.
trash and set it on the sidewalk now.
We used to have dumpsters years ago. And we went away from it because like I said, we wasn't buying the trucks to be able to handle it.
What do you think, Donnie? Probably, we got a dozen locations that we could probably get to right now.
And the other thing is, you've got people that are always wanting to rent a dumpster.
Yeah.
You know, they call us down in the garage, hey, you have a dumpster? No, we don't have one, and we could be renting that out on the weekends instead of filling our truck and stuff.
But they through the week.
Has anybody talked to any of these prospective clients about if, you know, if we would do this, would you all be interested in doing it? Make sure we've got a markup before we do it?
Well, like Dunbar housing, me and you have been out there several times.
Uh-huh.
And it's to the point where they're putting PCs out on the sidewalk and different things. If we had the capability, it wouldn't be an option for them. They're gonna take a dumpster just to get that safety out of the way. And we don't have kids walking over top of dog poop. And, I mean, you go out there on a garbage day and look, it's nasty.
The only real difference in this truck is it has a winch on the back. It allows you to winch the dumpsters up. It's the same,
It'd be a regular garbage.
yeah, it's a regular garbage truck. It's just like every other truck you've got. You don't have to use it.
Okay.
It just has the capability.
We would use that on our regular routes, but whatever dumpster we had, that truck would be on that, would pick up those dumpsters, so that would be the only truck we'd have capable of doing.
It's just the same size as the trucks we have now.
Just a little heavier duty, as far as hopper and stuff goes, it's a little heavier
A little
duty.
heavier, okay, that's what we were talking about. It was like-
It's a little heavier duty,
Ready,
works a little faster than what the
you're making arrangements to go get it if we so approve.
Pardon?
We're gonna go get it. If we decide to buy it, so there won't be any delivery charges or anything, so say that too.
But it's gonna be 2.5 years out?
No, this was now.
Oh, okay.
This is the
This
label
one,
now.
yeah, this one's
You
now.
don't take this, we to that.
Oh, so there's one sitting there that we can go get?
Correct.
It's held for us pending the end of this meeting.
Okay.
And that money is CARES Act, take that out of CARES Act, so it can go other general. Any more questions?
Not for me.
About the regular council, you haven't got anything?
Hit the truck.
Do I hear a motion to recommend to the full council?
I make a motion, we recommend full council, we purchase this truck from, I forgot the name of the trucks, so.
Trash truck online. Trash truck online.
Yes, trash truck online, that was it, there.
It's actually the TLG group, what it's called.
There's a second, All in favor? All right. We're gonna recommend that to the board. Next is discussion of public employee raises. One of the things, Scott and I've been looking at the salaries. He actually put that out on the paper for everybody. We got done yesterday. As you can see, some of these salaries are very, I mean, case in point, 4 years, the guy making 1081, but then also 21 years making $12. Now, we're also proposing across the board 25-cent raise for all salary employees, or all hourly employees, not salary, hourly employees, okay? Which we are also recommending additional raises for these guys, which you got in front of them.
For what?
For the guys you have in front of them that are underpaid already.
Oh,
So they would, what we're recommending is they would get the 25 cents plus, like A will get an extra $1, B will get an extra $1. Down here, E, 15 years of service making $10.73. He would get an extra $4. Try to bring these salaries up to where they should be. I mean, goodness knows we can't get all the way up there, but I mean, this is ridiculous.
How many employees you got that's been here for 15 years?
That's it.
Just one.
We went through the list of the Public Works Department alone. There was, I'll go look here.
Really, one was 15.
Yeah, there's only one with 15, there's one with 10, there's one with 28.
You mean the one, so the one with 28 years is only making $12.02 an hour?
No.
His salary is somewhere where we think is okay. What you got in front of you are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individuals
Okay, these are 7 individuals.
that are below, way below
Yeah.
what we think salary should be, okay? What we're proposing is 25 cents for all our employees, plus these 7 individuals will get the extra money to try to bring their salaries up. And that's still, you can look at, see what their ending rate's gonna be, and none of them will be making a gigantic leap.
Not 21 years.
No.
What do you do about the office employees that are making the same thing?
There is no office, every office employee is making a whole lot more than that.
Oh, I thought that was, they weren't.
No, they're making a lot more than that.
Mine's only making 10 an hour.
Yeah, but she's only been here less than a year.
Right.
That's a little bit different there.
So we're not talking about putting in any kind of step scale, we're just talking about adjusting these 7 salaries right now?
Plus,
I know you were talking about that.
plus the extra 25 cents.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of money there.
Well, under the circumstance, we felt that was, I mean, we can always go back and give them more, don't misunderstand. I mean, this is not a one-time shot in the world.
Yeah.
But, you know, with the situation the way it is in the clerk's office, we felt that this was a safe increase. And it is, still is an increase. These 7 individuals here were badly needed to begin with, but the 25 cents, we felt safe in giving to every hourly employee. And then when things kind of settle back down, we can look at it again out of the clerk's office.
Do you have any idea what that's gonna cost?
The quarter raise for all employees in the city was 22,000, I've got it here somewhere.
I had it.
$22,162.
Extra a year?
65 cents, extra a year. And then, of course, these proposals, I'll give you one. The proposal that you have there for the 7 individuals is not included on that. So
And what, you don't know what total is on that?
take 2,080 and
Multiply by
multiply all that. I didn't get that far.
I discussed it also. I'd like to give more, but then it's gonna get above our heads as far as when all this CARES Act money cuts off on us. We don't know where we'll stand.
Well, that's what we want to be careful.
Right.
And we don't really, we're not 100% sure what's in the bank. We're 99% sure, we're not 100%. So we don't want to go and say, okay, we're going to go right up to the line because we maybe cross the line and not realize it.
I know what Jim's thinking, I'm thinking the same thing. I'd like to be able to give them $2 an hour raise because they've always been left behind.
If my math's right on that, that's $34,000 what's proposed on this sheet, 34,840.
And that's with,
Plus
with the rate for everybody.
That's just adding up what you put on here and
Yeah.
multiply by,
That's what I got too.
yeah, so you're looking at, $56,000, and I remember Connie saying when we did budget that we were right at like $60,000 in the budget. There's 56,000 of it.
More comments? Conversation? Recommendation? Proposal?
I'd like to see you more, but.
Oh, I would too. I mean, like I said, we're trying to
It's
be
gonna make
cautious.
some folks happy, I mean, don't get me wrong, but that's pathetic.
Well, the only thing that ever bothered me, and we went through at the fire and police department for years, you get a quarter on IRAs, if it puts you in another tax bracket, it kills you. That's the only thing that ever bothered me about giving small raises, quarter an hour. Because you take home less than you did to start out. Does anybody, by any chance, check that? See if it put anybody over another tax bracket?
For the 40-hour employees, that's just like $520 a year. That's probably not as long.
Well, I don't know what it is.
It'll be more for police and fire because we built in overtime, but
That's not going to the police or fire at all.
Right, I'm just saying.
Police got their cruisers instead of raise.
okay, well, I thought the thing said,
Fire, no,
I did say
it's just all-
excluding police and
Yes,
fire. So yes,
excluding police. and
okay,
fire.
I got that. Okay.
It's just hourly
So it's
employees.
just everybody else, so
Other,
non-civil
yes,
service. people.
other than that.
No elected officials.
What's your fancy up there?
I think we ought to go with it right now, but I want to go back and entertain something else after Connie gets back and is able to go through, her and Sean are able to go through all our records and our expenditures and everything and see what's going on.
Well, we agree. We want to show some good faith. So do I hear a recommendation? Someone, somehow?
I make a motion that we go with the quarter an hour right now for all employees plus this
The seven.
step with the 7 employees. At this time, until we can go back and evaluate everything after we get Connie back here, and she and Sean can work on stuff and our accountant.
When will this go into effect?
Next pay period?
I don't know, that's what I'm asking.
Next pay period, I mean, I don't know when that is.
Today's paperwork's due, so in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Before Christmas.
I'll second the
But
motion.
then wait, I'm gonna take that back, we've got to have 2 readings on this, don't
Probably, yeah.
we? You don't think so?
No,
I didn't think that.
Okay,
On a resolution,
Yeah.
No.
there's
one
one
makes some vote on
okay. For some reason, I was thinking you had to have 2 readings.
Let's.
Okay.
If it's generating revenue, you gotta do too, right?
But I didn't finish the motion. It's send it on to full council for approval.
You're second. All in favor? Send that on. Okay, next is discussion of a new fire truck. This is discussion only, folks. We're bad shape with the fire department fire trucks, we are with garbage trucks. And you had one, went to a fire Saturday and had to have it towed in, didn't you?
Yeah, we were down to one truck basically there for a while. Right now I have a loaner truck for the loaner truck. I'm 2 loans in now. We're using the county's backup truck. But I think we got the loaner truck from Finley fixed this evening. We're still checking it.
Oh, that's the one.
We only have one that has our name on it.
We're still fixing all of them.
We're in bad shape.
What is the newest truck that the fire department has, year-wise?
2000.
2000, and that's the city's pumper.
That's the community fire department's, the white truck.
That's the one that caught
The
fire.
white one that's being refurbed from the burning down here.
What's the status of that? You heard anything?
Today, still waiting on some equipment to come in. They sent me pictures where they primed. They're starting on the paint on it. But still waiting on a lot of parts to come in, back order.
But they are working on it.
Yes,
Okay, good.
and they've been authorized to do the brake repairs that council authorized as well.
What year's the Freightliner the city has?
97.
That's what I said, that's the oldest, or the newest one, I'm sorry. I meant the oldest one, I said newest, you're right. Yes, it's 97 model, okay.
Yes.
So that's the newest truck that the city has,
Yes.
okay.
That's the one with the 1,000 gallon tank,
500.
only 500?
Yeah, community always buys 1,000
What
gallon
they,
tanks.
what you got on the one coming, 15?
1,000.
1,000, okay. I was trying to bump it up a little bit there.
Yeah.
Have you checked any out online? Used ones?
No, there's two problems that you run into there. You're buying someone else's problems usually. If it's a good truck, you tend to keep them for 20, 25 years. So by the time you get that much wear to where a department's wanting to get rid of them, you're just inheriting nothing different than what we're doing now, which is $1,000 here, $5,000 there, keeping it running. And right now, just like the car market, all these automobiles are 140% value. So if we did buy something, we would be spending way, way more than what it's actually worth anyway. The used truck market right now is not really producing anything that's not over 25 years old, I guess would be the fairest way to say it, which is exactly what we have.
Even if we order it now, what's 18 months down the road for?
As of today, it's 1 year wait on the cabin chassis and then about 50 days to complete the truck.
So, year and a half roughly.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have to pay for it until then. Now, there's 3 options on that payment. I've got payment here for 50% down, finance the rest of it, 100%, finance 100% of it, or we can pay 100% of it off. We have the money in the CARES Act. It would be kind of nice to be able to buy a truck for $327,000, paid cash for it, lasts us for 20 years. That being said, taking what we have taken out, Scott and I sat down and tried to put all this stuff together, including the garbage truck, and if we get the fire truck, we would still have approximately $670,000 left there in that CARES Act money. So we've still got money as backup. But the bottom line is, if we order this now, what they tell you after January 1 is going to come up?
The pricing I gave you is locked in through the end of the year. After that, two things happen. There's a 10 to 15% increase that'll happen January 1 in the price of the truck. Plus, right now, where the community fire department bought one and it's still technically in production, we're getting a second truck discount. So we stand to lose out on about 30 grand or so if we wait till January.
Do we have to put a deposit down on it?
You do not. That's like just a written contract.
So this time next year, we'll have 2 new fire trucks.
A year and a half.
Year and a half. Yeah.
And then in addition to that, you know, he can sell you the one that we're talking about getting
Well,
rid of.
and
Not much, you can't get much out of it,
Right.
you get something.
I've sent that, the pictures and things, I sent that into the company we sold the last one to, which is leading into Linda's question. The guy tells me, he says the used truck market is terrible. But I sent him the pictures, I'm waiting on them to give us a estimate of what they would pay us for that truck. With the understanding that whatever they give us, you gotta fast forward, we'll have that truck for a whole nother year, so that value could go down from whatever they offer us now. But what he told me was where it's a 90s model truck, you know, it hurts us, where it's so old. But I'm still saying, and I may stand very corrected when the numbers come in, but I'm still saying around 40,000, somewhere in that neighborhood, I think is what we can get back out of that truck. If we can get them a committed life.
What is the interest rate on full finance?
40,000 going toward the truck.
3.25.
Oh, wow, that's lower than I thought it was. 3.25.
Right, the interest rate's not bad, it's just simply the fact that we would not be obligated.
Well, I mean,
And you're,
if we pay 50 down and finance 50, it's the same interest rate.
no, it
It
changed.
goes up some.
Yeah.
To do that, it drops to 3.19.
Oh, drop, okay.
You sure?
Yeah, he's reading it on his.
Yeah, I got it right here in front of me.
That's country roads.
Freedom, I mean.
Now, will we have to buy all new stuff for once we get the truck?
No, everything, equipment wise, we're just gonna transfer everything we have.
Our stuff's good enough to do that.
Yeah, the only thing that I think we'll have to do, because we're wanting to take the rescue truck and the engine and combine into one truck. So I think we might have to build in a couple $1,000 for shelving and compartment configurations to build properly, put all these tools on there to build fully utilized space.
And you all have budget for that?
It's not budgeted yet, into that. I think you just have to figure in a little bit, and there's no way I can budget it because I don't have the truck to be able to put the stuff on to be able to see what we need to do. And that's a year away from now before we will be able to make those decisions. But I do think within about, I'm gonna guess out there and say about $2,000 worth of extra shelving and extra, to make everything have its space and everything is secured in the truck. And again, you're reducing from 2 trucks, 2 maintenance programs to 1. It's gonna pay for itself in the long run. But equipment wise, no, we're not buying anything. The only thing we're buying with the truck are the ground ladders, new ladders with the truck.
Because
Well,
what
if
we
you-
have won't pass inspection.
Our 25-year-old ladders that are on the truck, we have never passed inspection. So,
After so many years, there's no good.
but, you know, otherwise, the truck is complete.
We got the county, we're gonna equip that.
And the good news is, here in about 3 weeks, if things are right, I went up last week and looked at the truck lot. And there, again, you know, the back orders, COVID, back order this, back order that. It looks like about 3 weeks or so for delivery on that truck. So you'll be able to have a truck here that's identical to what you'd be looking at buying, so.
We have to make a decision.
Yeah, you know, that's the unfortunate side. The good side is you'll have a year to look at it, and then it'll give the fire department a year to figure out compartmenting, equipment, storage, how everything needs to go. So. I guess it'll give you a year to figure out whether we made wrong decisions.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, I'm excited and I'm optimistic.
Well, the bottom line is, you know, we have the opportunity to do something here right now. Second of all, if we don't, we're gonna be in trouble. I mean, we're still waiting a year and a half anyway you look at it for the truck, so.
Then you get your second ton.
But we are saying, and we don't have to make, you don't have to make first payment until the truck gets here, so that's a year and a half away.
You know, with a lot of boots, fireman boots, and hold out money. We need money for a new fire truck.
But this is the first time, this is the first time in 15, 20 years that the city's had the opportunity to buy new equipment, for public works, new cars for the police department, and now an opportunity to buy a new fire truck, which is over 20 years old, and I don't see how we could pass it up.
I don't agree. I agree with it.
And sanitation, pipes will get overhauled too.
I'd say it's paperwork for this one still.
You said this is only open for discussion.
It's just discussion. Do you all want to put it on the agenda next council meeting? Or something else?
I make that motion, we put it on the next council meeting for action.
There's a second.
We take it to the full.
We don't have to, we're doing this.
Right.
Make sure it gets on the,
Who
you
seconded
in the
that?
back.
Who seconded that? Okay. I have an item that needs to get added.
Is it the roof?
No,
Okay.
that should have been on here and it
I
didn't
knew it.
get on there either. And I have the list of bids we just opened. It's not on,
Yeah, we got it.
We got it, but it's just not on here.
right, and then the demolition bids for the 3 houses, or the church. And
We don't have that.
that we need to do.
We don't have demolition bids, we just got the roofing thing.
Right.
Yeah.
We just got these today.
Okay.
We can't get anybody to respond to stuff.
So I'll bring it up to you and then I can make copies for
Well,
everybody.
nobody wants to work. That's right, nobody wants to work.
And the ones who do want to work, back up a year.
One bid. And one bid. This is for 3, the total material down is that. And this is the same. Yeah. That's 6,000. So,
Well, we can't touch it now.
They don't have any idea what's lighting up. So you spray water up in the air and it's going to rain down on top.
Whatever you have, you see it. There's the church.
Like, yeah, there's some on the interstate.
Oh, that's not counting. That's the truck. But we gotta have these done. And whenever they move it,
You know what?
Your motion.
Thank you.
Add an item to this agenda. On this agenda, which we Yeah, we'll do one at a time.
I make a motion, we add an item to address the, bids for the demolition of the properties listed on 10th Street, 6th Street.
Good. So your second to add this item on there. All right, what we're talking about here is the demolition of 3 parcels of property. Just we'll go over real quick. One is for,
We need the addresses, please.
it's on the top right, or on the right.
105 10th Street.
6th Street.
10th.
That's the house beside the CVS parking lot.
Okay,
Two story. That price is $67.83.
What was that one?
$67.83.
105, yes.
That's the lowest bid?
Yes.
Who's that from?
G&G Construction.
we only got 2 bids.
Next house is, same company, G&G Construction, at 121 Moore Avenue, in the amount of $11,485. The last one is same company, G&G Construction, at 156 6th Street, for $35,530.
That's
That's the wedding chapel with the church, right?
Yes. That's a grand total for these 3 for $53,798. Our other bid was $101,300.
At the beginning of the budget year, I set aside.
Guy's good too.
We set aside $100,000.
Got it on Davis Street.
Oh. Okay.
You got the meeting and everything, he's a good guy, man. G&G.
Yeah, I know. Paul, did he used to own a quarry?
Huh?
Did he used to own a quarry?
What's his last name?
Golf.
Yeah.
Before golf, okay. Oh, that name was something.
Okay, do I hear a motion that, we approve one with the other?
I thought Doug already made one.
That was just.
I put it on the
Oh,
agenda.
okay.
G&G for 3, or this, Bob's dump truck service for 3?
No, Bob's dump truck was 100.
Well, that's what I'm
Trade
saying.
off.
It's three
One or
properties.
the other.
Yeah.
101 or 53,000, which one do you want? Pick a number.
I make a motion that we send on full council approval for all 3 properties for G&G.
Total price of $53,798. Do I hear a second?
I'll say.
All in favor?
Uh,
All right, we have,
G&G who? Construction, okay.
we have one other item that we need to add to the agenda. That's the roof of the fire station. Do I hear a motion that we do add this item to the agenda?
So move.
Do I hear a second? All in favor? All right. We asked for bids for the shingles and the steel roof, which you have before you.
Excuse me, just one second.
Yes.
121 more?
1221.
Well,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you could say
12:21.
one.
did I say one?
Yes. I just was right along with it, I wasn't paying attention.
Sorry.
That's what it says, 121 more.
12. They made a mistake on that, and 1221.
There is no one.
I was wondering.
I'll let you run there in the wrong house.
Okay, back to the roof. Back to the roof. We actually had 3 bids on the roofs. We actually have 4.
Yes, we do.
One of the first question is steel or shingle?
Shingles is considerably cheaper,
Yes.
still almost $4 a foot now.
There was the platinum home remodeling, it's $22,000 difference.
So it's on, commercial improvements on 3,000.
Just said it,
You can get basically the same life out of shingle roof now.
$5,000 difference on that company.
Whether it was shingles?
You said shoot.
Yeah. Cheaper.
All right, now, that being said, we've got 3 bids on shingles. We should have 4.
You have 4.
Yeah, we got 4. Okay, we got, 22,760 from Design Roof and Hurricane. The next, 22, and the next one is 23,000 from, can't remember what that is, Platinum Home Remodel.
Yes. You know anything about them?
About platinum?
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
Okay.
Dynamic Restoration is, let's see, what are the asphalts, 24,985, that's pretty close to 25, isn't it? Then we got Edge at 25. So they're all pretty close, there's a difference of about $2,200, $2,240 difference between designing and Edge, high and low. Edge we've dealt with before, we don't have any trouble with. He's always done us a good job, he'll come back anytime we need him. He's not actually the lowest, but he's not that far down. What y'all think?
I have a question. When we did the fire station on Rock Lane, did we put metal roof or shingle roof?
Metal.
That one was met,
How come we're not doing metal on this one?
because of cost.
Long lasting, metal's gonna last us all a lot longer.
I don't know, look,
I actually heard recently that the shingles last longer than the metal.
You're getting 30-year shingles out of
I read this right, it's 50-year warranty on the shingles.
With
it. I might
Ed's,
say
On
that.
the shingles?
Good DAF, 50 years.
On the edge,
25 years on workmanship and 50-year coverage on shingles.
Which company you looking at?
I'm looking at the first, at DR Roofing, but also Platinum's got 50-year architectural shingles.
well, Ed's doesn't have that.
No, it's still putting them down for, Dynamic Restoration says 50-year
Years,
warranty.
yeah, they do.
They're all gonna use the same stuff.
Yeah, I've never heard of 50-year shingles.
I knew they made 30, I hadn't heard of 50 myself either.
50 on material and 10 on labor.
And Ed's giving us what, he didn't put it right.
He doesn't even have a warranty listed on his bill.
Well, that's the difference, we know we can call him back, that's not the problem. But you're right, I mean, of course, he does give us all these papers, license, and insurance, and everything else.
Well, but we still need to get that warranty, I think, before we approve anybody. Well,
Dynamic gives you 12 months stimulus cash.
Yes, I saw that.
Dynamic's done a couple of roofs around here, haven't had any complaints on them.
Okay.
Design's been here for years, but never had any complaints on them. The only one I've never dealt with is the one out of Barbersville or wherever it is.
Yeah, Platinum.
Yep.
I don't know anything about them, but
They're right in the middle of the pack here as far as the
Right.
shingles
But
go.
like I said, with Ed, we know what we're getting. If I call it tonight, say be there in the morning, he'll be there. in the morning.
Well, that's what I mean, he has done that. I mean, I remember him going down there on the recreation building.
Right.
He patched that down and put a new roof on.
Design Roofing has a 25-year warranty on their labor.
That's
On
on
their
labor.
workmanship.
Shingles are 50 years. though.
Yes, but they've got 15-year more labor, or labor warranty.
And they're the cheapest at,
Yeah. They're the cheapest,
$2,240 less than it.
22,000, so
They're $2,200
cheaper.
cheap.
Excuse me, I stand corrected, I'm sorry.
That's right, that's better. Okay. They got anything else? Gotta make a decision here.
Well, I make a motion that we don't pass this on to full council until we find out about the warranty on Ed's home and commercial improvement. Because he doesn't specify anything on labor or shingles. He doesn't even, does he say he's using the texture?
Did the bid say? I mean, when we put it out for bid, was it supposed to?
It doesn't even say GAF shingles on his either.
And we didn't put that out there.
Mayor,
All the stuff comes basically the same manufacturer.
Second, all right, we'll go put a hold on this. All in favor?
Aye.
Sorry. That'd be help.
I have one more question with you. Installed fully adhered EPDM roof system?
Rubber.
We didn't,
Some of that roof up there, relatively flat, isn't it?
just one section,
That's
isn't
what
it?
that is.
Okay.
Over the training tire? Yeah,
Okay.
It's probably,
If you can't put shingles on a flat roof,
I know that, yes.
so you have to use rubber.
And that's what he's talking about there.
Right.
But I still think we ought to get his warranty on labor.
He's actually, I'm gonna text him and see.
Well, now that he
Okay.
brings that up, a couple of these don't mention anything about the flat roof at all.
That's true, that's
Make
one
sure
that says that.
Make sure that all of them are going to include the flat roof if it needs replaced also. Because I know this platinum doesn't say anything about flat roof.
Well, there's no sense in going up there and going to shingles if you don't do the rest of it.
No, you gotta do the whole thing. That's half.
Well, yeah, it's all been on there the same length of time.
Right. And if you go below 3% slope, or 3 on 12,
That was,
on shingles, you're asking for trouble.
You say you're texting him now?
Well, fire chief, can you wait 2 more weeks on your roof?
absolutely.
All right, there you go.
Okay, we'll do that.
Anything else come forward?
I might suggest too, if you're gonna call these people about the checking on stuff, somebody asked them what their schedule is for installation too, but we just heard you to ask people. The ones that will work, they're backed up so far they can't get, anything done, so.
Right.
Might check on what their schedule is. That might really determine what we can and can't do.
Take care of that. Get that for us for next meeting. All right.
You want me to check with everybody on the EPDM roof too?
You might as well.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like Bob said, the others don't mention that.
Then we will have apples and apples.
All
All right, take a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, for the good of the order, if there is no other finance business for the city, I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,